Meghan Markle's lifestyle brand is in trouble, not a stumble, a full-on emergency. Reports say cash is drying up, bills are piling, and suppliers are furious. The question isn't, is there smoke? It's how big is the fire? And right when the headlines turned brutal, one name quietly came up in every group chat: Prince William. If you're expecting sympathy from the future king, think again. Behind palace doors, William is the definition of ice-cold restraint. The word from royal circles is simple: he never believed in this venture, not from day one. In private, friends are said to have joked that Meghan's brand was less as ever and more as if. That's not malice, that's a verdict. William has always played the long game: duty first, dignity second, drama never. So when he sees a flashy business melting under its own hype, he reads it as proof that the crown's old rules still win. Consistent work beats noisy launch days, discipline outlasts viral clips, and reputations built over decades don't bend to a brand new label. William's reaction wouldn't be gloating, it would be calm confirmation. A quiet "I told you so" without saying a word. While social media spins and podcasts rant, he'll stick to routine, engagements, and schedules. That's the point. Stability is the royal weapon. And if this collapse widens the gap between the Waleses and the Sussexes, don't expect a bridge. Expect silence. That silence is loud. But that wasn't the whole story. This brand was supposed to be Meghan's clean break into a softer world. Warm tea, glossy jars, garden tables, and golden light. A simple promise: bring comfort home. Fans lined up to love it. The rollout had the Netflix handshake, the cozy kitchen vibe, and that polished narration that makes you feel like everything smells like vanilla and fresh peonies. If a lifestyle could pay the bills, this was it. Only lifestyle doesn't ship orders, lifestyle doesn't pay vendors, and lifestyle doesn't fix operations when the plan behind the photos is thin. Insiders say a basic rule got skipped: build the backbone before you blast the spotlight. Exactly the kind of Business 101 advice that never goes viral but always matters. When you throw big money at public relations and forget to lock down supply chains, deadlines become enemies. Suddenly your best-selling jar is out of stock. Your mixers are delayed, your packaging is wrong, and your inbox is full of "where is my order?" The most dangerous part? Once fans feel let down, every minor slip turns into a headline. And then came the clip that changed the mood. The cookie video. It should have been harmless: a short crunch of shortbread dipped into tea, a sprinkle moment, a sweet pause in a busy feed. Instead, viewers zoomed in and spotted something crawling on the plate, a tiny speck with legs. And the internet did what it does. Unhygienic, some called it. Beyond disgusting, others posted. It was small, but the PR damage, huge. Annoyed fans don't just move on, they remember. And when a brand is wobbling, a single insect can look like a swarm. This is where perception crushes a project. The vibe switched from wholesome to amateur overnight. You could feel it in the comments. People didn't see a one-off mistake. They saw the mask slip. They saw rush, not care. They saw style, not structure. And when that feeling spreads, it's like gravity. Everything gets pulled down. Suddenly coming soon pages look like broken promises. Sold out starts to feel like we never had enough. The same cozy language that once charmed now reads like fluff. That's the danger of a lifestyle brand: it rests on trust. Once trust cracks, everything rattles. And what about the numbers? Reports say vendors haven't been paid in months. That's not a rumor you want floating while you're asking for patience from customers. It paints a picture of a money pit: glossy marketing, ballooning costs, and nowhere near enough product moving out the door. Investors hearing this don't lean in, they lean out. A startup can survive bad press, and it can survive a glitchy launch. But when the cash stops and the bills scream, you're on the clock. Here's the twist: the Netflix show still moves. Season 2 is queued up with heavy-hitter guests and warm kitchen energy. On paper, this should help fresh eyeballs, new recipes, better press. But TV attention cuts both ways. If the brand looks shaky while the show is selling pristine calm, the gap becomes a storyline all by itself. Viewers don't just consume, they compare. If the screen shows perfection and the site shows delays, skepticism grows. People don't want a new kind of jam. They want the truth. Are we buying care or content? And circling back to the royals, yes, William watched this arc form from a distance. He saw the promises, then the push, then the press, then the problems. His ethos is old school: keep it steady, keep it boring, keep it respectable. That worldview doesn't trend on TikTok, but it survives tidal waves. That's why he won't stir the pot in public. He doesn't need to. When a project collapses under hype, it sends a message stronger than any statement. Institutions don't crash when a caption underdelivers. Businesses can. Let's talk mechanics. This is where brands either die or transform. Step 1 in any rescue is unglamorous. Freeze non-essential spending. Cut the burn rate. Step 2, talk to vendors one by one, build a payment plan. Give dates you can hit. Step 3, shrink the catalog. Kill the items that cause delays. Keep only what you can deliver perfectly. Step 4, stop promising. Underpromise and overship. Step 5, fix the story. Don't deny, don't spin, explain. Not with sermon-length posts with clear sentences. We launched fast. Too fast. We're rebuilding the basics. Here's what we'll sell this month. Here's when you'll get it. That tone restores confidence faster than any glowing lifestyle reel ever could. But here's the truth. The public rarely hears. Sometimes there is no rescue. If the debt is tall and the cash is tiny, you don't restructure, you retreat. That means refunds, apologies, and a quiet shudder. It looks like failure from the outside, but on the inside it can be mercy. It can save reputations that might still have a future. And yes, that includes Meghan. A clean end beats a slow drip of headlines. If there's no feasible bridge to profitability, closing the book is not cowardice, it's clarity. Of course, there's also the pivot. Meghan knows media. If home goods became a trap, home stories can still be a business. She can shift from selling jars to selling narratives. Workshops, live segments, recipe clubs, charity tie-ins with real social impact, smaller, smarter, simpler, fewer promises, more delivery, less stock, more substance. If a product line can't carry the weight, a well-run community might, but that requires a hard reset in tone, less glossy guru, more hands-on host who learned lessons the hard way. And where does Harry fit into this? Carefully. He's tied to this story, whether he likes it or not. When Meghan wins, critics say he's riding the wave. When Meghan stumbles, they ask why he didn't steer. The fairest answer is also the least dramatic. Marriages are not startups. One partner can support without micromanaging, but the public won't care. They'll always look for faces to pin it on, and the palace will notice too. Every messy headline that involves money and lawsuits confirms the Wales's private rulebook. Stay boring. Let the work speak. Don't make the crown compete with your brand. If you take nothing else, take this. Lifestyle branding is not a soft category. It's a knife fight wrapped in a ribbon. Margins are thin. Supply chains are stubborn. Logistics chew up dreams and spit out delays. One viral post can sell out a collection in an hour and turn your warehouse into a war zone the next day. It only works when the invisible stuff is stronger than the visible. The quiet spreadsheets, the boring contracts, the sleep-killing emails, the team you never see. If Meghan's brand collapses, it's not because the photos weren't pretty. It's because the plumbing behind the photos couldn't carry the water. Back to William for a final wordless reaction. He doesn't need to comment because he doesn't need the last word. His method has always been to outlast storms, not clap back at thunder. To him, a brand is an accessory. Duty is the outfit. He will stick to that uniform forever. And that's why, if Meghan's venture falls apart, he'll treat it as weather. Bad weather, but temporary. The monarchy has seen worse. It's built for winter. That is the quiet, brutal contrast. One side runs on endurance, the other runs on engagement. Endurance usually wins. But this isn't game over for Meghan as a person. Collapses can be classrooms if you walk back into them with humility. Say what went wrong. Commit to a different standard. Fire the hype, hire the backbone. If she does that, even the harshest critics will notice, because nothing is more shocking online than genuine change. It's rare, it's real, and it silences cynics better than a perfectly styled countertop ever could. Now, zoom out. What does this moment mean for the wider royal story? It sharpens the split. It proves that the palace path and the influencer path are not friends. One runs on routine, the other runs on trend. One trusts silence, the other trusts virality. When those worlds collide, only one has a parachute. That's why the fallout here won't be measured in dollars alone, but in distance. Each messy headline puts another quiet step between the House of Windsor and the House of Brand. The next few weeks will tell us everything. If orders land on doorsteps fast, customers will forgive. If vendors confirm they're paid, suppliers will return. If the catalog tightens and the tone shifts, there's a shot. Pair that with the new season on Netflix actually delivering heart, not just aesthetics, and this story could bend. But the opposite is also true. More delays, more chaos, more spin, and the public will start writing the ending for her. Once audiences feel tricked, getting them back is hard. Not impossible, hard. There's a final irony in all this. Meghan wanted to sell comfort, a safe, warm feeling you could hold in your hands. But comfort is not bought with a label. It's earned with consistency. It shows up when you say you will. It tastes the same the second time and the 10th. It lets people relax because they stop wondering if what they ordered will arrive, or if what they love will be discontinued next week. Comfort is boring, and boring is the secret. Ask any company that lasted 50 years. Ask any institution that survived centuries. So where do we leave it? With a simple, honest question: if this brand collapses, is it the end or the moment that forces a better beginning? The answer depends on whether someone in that Montecito office is willing to turn the cameras off, roll up sleeves, and rebuild what the audience can't see. If they do, this headline becomes a hinge. If they don't, the story writes itself. And if you're still wondering about William's reaction as the dust settles, picture this: a man in a dark suit, on time, no fuss, shaking hands at a community center, doing the job. No smirk, no statement, no gloat, just the unblinking rhythm of duty. That's the contrast, that's the message. And that might be why this chapter stings so much, because in the end, the quiet path outlasts the loud one. But that wasn't the whole story, because an audience is watching. If Meghan surprises everyone and fixes the fundamentals, the same crowd that laughed will lean in. People love a comeback more than a collapse. All it takes is the one thing lifestyle can't fake: delivery. Real delivery. On time. Every time. Until then, every jar, every post, every promise will carry the same question: is this comfort or just content? There's another layer people forget when they talk about brand collapse. It isn't just the products or the posts, it's the pace. A young brand can't sprint at the speed of a celebrity news cycle. Operations require slow breaths. Forecasting, supplier vetting, quality checks, fulfillment dry runs, none of that trends. If you turn every week into a new launch moment, you burn the oxygen you need to actually deliver. Hype heats the room. Logistics cool it down, lose that balance, and the air gets thin, and this is where the audience becomes the judge. They're not accountants, but they are pattern spotters. They can smell rushed. They can hear when the messaging shifts from confident to defensive. They can see when comments go unanswered and FAQs start to read like apologies. Once that pattern sticks, you need something bigger than charm to reset it. You need proof, real proof, not a teaser, not a promise. A package on a doorstep that shows up early, looks perfect, and tastes even better. If you want to know why William's reaction plays so well with the public, it's because he never tried to sell them anything. He sells an image of stability, yes, but it comes wrapped in school visits, regimental dinners, hospital openings, and charity hours. It's repetitive on purpose. It is not designed to spike, it's designed to last. People roll their eyes at the old way until the new way wobbles. Then the old way starts to look wise. That's the quiet advantage the palace holds every time a celebrity brand stumbles. Meanwhile, inside a shaky company, meetings change. Early on, creative leads the room. Mood boards, tastings, labels, color stories. As pressure rises, finance takes the chair. Cash runway, invoice aging, payment plans, term sheets. You can almost hear the shift in the hallway. Fewer laughs, more lists. Less what's cute, and more what's critical. In that moment, a founder has to do two hard things at once. Keep morale alive while cutting anything that drags. That's leadership on the ugliest day, and the public never sees it. Let's talk customer trust in plain words. It breaks three ways. First break, timing. People forgive a delay once, maybe twice, if you're honest. Past that, they don't believe your calendar. Second break, quality. If early buyers get a bad batch, the story writes itself in comments you cannot delete. Third break, tone. When a brand sounds chirpy while customers feel ignored, the mismatch sets off alarms. Fixing any one of those takes time. Fixing all three takes humility. Admit it, own it, overcorrect it. There's also the influencer economy to consider. Early coverage isn't free, even when no money changes hands. You pay with credibility. If a product flops after creators rave, those creators take the hit. Next time, they'll be slower to post. That's why a single buggy clip can cost more than an ad buy. It spooks the network. Influence runs on trust, and trust is contagious both ways. Get it right once and 10 accounts copy the praise. Get it wrong once and the echo is twice as loud. And the show tie-in? Powerful tool, dangerous lever. On a good day, the series adds story to the product. On a bad day, it makes the product look like a prop. Viewers notice when the on-screen world is spotless and the shop page is chaos. They wonder which one is real. The harsh truth is that TV can prime demand you're not ready to meet. The kinder truth is that TV can also give you space to apologize and correct, if you use the airtime to show work, not just showrooms. Now say Meghan chooses the reset path. What does that actually look like? Start with a smaller promise. One hero product. One perfect supplier. One batch at a time. Publish the production schedule in human words. We will release 1,000 units on this date, and 1,000 more 2 weeks later. If you don't get one, we'll email you the next release window. Then back it up like your name is on every box, because it is. Let the hero item carry the brand while you rebuild the rest away from the spotlight. Add a service move that interrupts the narrative. Replace vague apologies with a standing make-it-right policy. If an order misses the window you set, add a free refill or a bonus item that costs you little but feels big to the buyer. Create a repair team for reputation. 3 people whose only job is to fix the unglamorous, 1 ticket at a time. Brag about that team quietly in your emails. Short notes, clear language, zero fluff. Watch how fast good faith returns when customers feel hands-on care. The investor side is colder. They will ask 3 questions you cannot dodge. What is your margin after freight, packaging, and returns? Today, not someday. What is your reorder lead time? Days, not vibes. And what is your true monthly burn? Cash out the door, not paper projections. If those answers don't sing, no pitch deck will rescue you. And if you do get a bridge round, understand it's not applause, it's a stopwatch. The countdown begins the moment the wire lands. Here's a sensitive angle most founders avoid: pricing. Premium only works when the experience is premium at every single touch point. Label, lid, aroma, texture. Unboxing, email, tracking, delivery, taste. If one link feels cheap, the whole chain looks fake. The easiest way to rebuild trust is to either drop the price to match current reality, or raise the reality so the price finally makes sense. Middle ground invites eye rolls. Clear ground invites respect. Now back to William, because you asked for this up top and it matters here at the end too. His likely view of this moment is almost managerial. He'll see a cautionary lesson: don't build a brand on grievance. Don't tie family drama to commercial storytelling, and don't mistake followers for customers. His world treats public patience as a sacred resource. Spend it on causes, not catalogs. That's why he won't clap back, and he won't reach out. He'll just keep marching forward. The contrast writes itself. And what about Catherine? She won't say a word, but the subtext is clear. Her public role is built on continuity. Early years work, mental health advocacy, visible support for the arts and healthcare. No price tag, no discount code. That makes her brand, if we call it that, almost invulnerable to the kind of hit a product line takes. It's the oldest model in the book: keep showing up. When a glossy venture stumbles nearby, her quiet calendar becomes the comparison point. It reassures the audience that some things still run on time. If there's a comeback here for Meghan, it won't come from louder trailers. It will come from a single unmissable week where customers experience perfection at scale. Orders land early, flavors feel crafted, packaging feels cared for, and the tone feels human. Do that once, then twice, then 4 times in a row, and the internet's memory softens. People forgive momentum. They also forgive mistakes that clearly led to improvements. What they don't forgive is spin without substance. One more hard truth: some critics won't ever come back. That's fine. You don't need everyone. You need 1,000 true fans who believe again, then 10,000, not millions overnight. The road back is narrow by design. That's what makes it believable. And if a royal cold shoulder adds drama to the headlines, remember that customers don't buy out of spite. They buy out of satisfaction. Give them that, and the palace can stay silent forever. Your cartons will still move. So here we are, a brand built on comfort, staring down a season of discomfort. A founder who knows cameras, facing a problem they can't film away. A royal household that says nothing, and says a lot by doing so. The lesson isn't new, but it hits hard in 2025. Consistency beats charisma when money changes hands. People don't just want to be inspired, they want to be served. If the next chapter opens with fewer SKUs, fewer posts, fewer promises, and many more delivered boxes, that's a chapter worth reading. If it opens with bigger teasers and smaller shipments, you already know the ending. The market writes final drafts with receipts, not retweets. Choose which editor you want. And if you still wonder how William will react as this unfolds, picture the same image as before: a man checking the time, greeting a line of people, doing the next thing on the list. Not triumphant, not cruel, just consistent. The old way, the way that survives. That's the last word he'll never say out loud, and the hardest standard any modern brand has to beat.